have to say that you closed the deal on this show.
All right.
Sunny View reminds me of sunny sightings.
All right, I'll start it. You guys ready to go?
Depends. Depends what I just signed up for. Because to be honest, I don't really know.
2, 1.
And we're back. It's been a long time since I've been here. It's been a couple weeks, but we're back. The Not So Real Estate Podcast.
Yeah. Woo! Now we need to get on. We need to get on Blake's level.
And I'm your guest. This is Blake Shawn. Coming live from the basement in downtown Tulare, California. Good luck finding me. Ha ha.
Not that he told you where it was or anything, but
All right.
I told you where I was, but you still can't find me.
Yeah.
probably actually pretty accurate.
Probably, yeah. There's a couple of them. And who's this over here that we don't know on the podcast?
Reece, I thought you were going to do that to yourself. Dish it up to yourself.
Oh,
Reece,
yeah,
who do we got over there, huh, buddy?
My gosh.
My name is Reece. Woo! Yes. Yeah. Who's this guy
I don't know
here?
what I signed up for, but my name is
yeah.
Got a guess.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah. Guess.
Our third week in a row with guests. This is getting crazy.
That's how you do it.
And then-
Zach, who are you, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, Zach. Sorry, got to introduce the OG. Who do we got over there, Mr.?
We got Lewis over here.
And Lewis,
Just doing
and
work,
Lewis, what are
as
you
usual.
doing right now? What are you sending out?
Closing
What are you
deals,
doing?
as usual.
We're closing a deal as
Yes, that's what we're doing.
frickin' A.
Yeah, working on the
Happens.
podcast like usual.
How can we close so many deals and still be broke?
Well,
question.
you could probably tell us pretty good, Blake.
I'll tell you a few different ways.
I'm glad you didn't drink an energy drink before because I don't know what
Honestly,
you're
this is what happens when I don't have something.
Yeah,
okay.
you gotta get the
Caffeine to
caffeine.
chill
Okay,
me
I got
down a
you.
little bit. It's actually the opposite effect.
Oh.
Gets me a little bit rowdy when I don't gots it.
I'm a little overwhelmed right now. Anyway, Zach, who are you?
I'm Zach.
What do you?
You said my name about 6
What
times,
are
bro.
you?
I don't know. I hang out with you guys on this all the time. This is
Oh, Zach! Who do we got on the podcast with us today, Reece?
I wish I could say I was some type of guest that's surprised to be here and this being the thing you guys are doing, but I'm not at all whatsoever.
Well, now that we've established who's here,
Wait, what's your name again?
Charles.
Charles.
It's Charles.
Okay, Charles. All right, you good?
you know what I am, and I'm ready to mix it up on us.
Okay, hit him.
Who?
Have you guys been thinking about your musically inclined ears and how it translates to your brain waves and what it looks like for the verse? Scratch that. Song quote of the day.
Lyrical
of the
Royale.
week. Lyrical Royale.
Yeah. I wasn't ready for
I
it
wasn't
so
ready for
early.
this either.
Hey,
You're just feeling
our
frisky
listeners
today.
are going to understand when they hear my voice on the podcast, they have no idea what's coming next. And that's a guarantee.
Not just the listeners, us too. We have
got
no,
that right.
yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, same. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Watch yourself. From
All right. Why don't you kick it off, Blake? Since you're
Yeah,
so,
I was so pumped for it. I might as well get it started.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say was we were talking about, well, I don't even know if I can talk about it now. How do I transition this? Well, all right. Well, the verse, are you saying the verse?
Verse of the
The
day?
song.
Do you have scripture that you want to throw in here too?
Yeah, well, it's well, yeah.
Get to that later.
I can't remember the chapter and the verse, but it's, and all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
Oh, man.
There you go.
That was pretty good. All right,
was
Zach,
pretty good.
hit him.
Do you guys remember that song?
No,
No.
I think I'm too young.
Dude. Okay, the whole reason I brought this up was because do you think that song would be able to be allowed to be played on 104.1 today
Because of that line?
Oh,
because of that line?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably, I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah, it was something random. Totally
Yeah,
innocent at the time, but now it just made me
Sure.
wonder, like, I don't know.
yeah.
Anywho, what do you got, Zach? Did you look up any song lyrics? Lyrical Royale?
I did not. I have one that keeps rolling on my head though.
And it rolls over your head easier now that your hair's cut.
That is true. Nowhere to get stuck.
You like that one, Reece?
Trying to drink my water, full.
I didn't think I was gonna feel as confident as I do without hair. I thought like that was kind of what I was trying to like combat, but now it's like that joke feels good. Like it.
Do you
just-
feel?
It's because you got the beard, dude.
Yeah,
It works.
yeah, it does. It like complements it very
It
well.
really does.
Yeah.
It makes me feel exactly the way I need to feel.
Did you feel a little bit more exposed?
No, like I just got done saying I feel better now.
No, like when it first happened. When it first happened, did you think you were gonna feel more exposed?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was feeling pretty. If I'm being honest, I was feeling pretty rough about my little front patch, little sponge deal that
Yeah.
was going
You
on.
just
right here.
embraced
More
it.
so, you felt more like insecurity and
Yeah.
I got
lack
you.
of frontal lobe hair.
That is correct. And then when I shaved it all off, it's kind of a funky, like oxymoron type weird
Yeah,
deal there, because it's like you're feeling weird about not having it, and then when you shave it all off, you feel better.
yeah,
It's like what? But it's been working, and I think you're right. It's the beard.
Yeah.
yeah. It works.
So
But anyway, what's your line? Tell us.
you don't even pray for the dinner. Why you got the praying hands on the gram for the picture?
Oh,
Oh, dang.
Because everybody be saying, "Oh, blessed," and they don't even pray for their food. Shout out to Andy Mineo.
Frick,
That's all
Zach.
I got.
you should have gone last. Now
Sorry,
I feel
God.
like an idiot for the line I'm about to say.
Honestly, the whole reason that I got this going, and I'm glad that you kind of did something off the wall. I kind of went back in history off the wall a little bit, is because, yeah, I really want your song lyrical royale to be a little weak. Yeah. I was hoping it'd be weak.
Mine's going to be really weak.
You just looking up
I
right now?
actually like mine. I do,
Here.
but I just now I feel like an idiot because yours was really good. And
But it's not mine
Hey,
though. That's the
First of
cool
all-
thing about it.
First of all, you're not an idiot.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're smart.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's true.
Just want to say that.
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
And I want to second that. Like his lyrics and my lyrics weren't our lyrics. They're
I
somebody
know,
else's
but
lyrics.
they were
We
well
just saying
chosen.
them.
They were well chosen.
Oh, okay.
now.
Pretty sure mine's some 41.
What does that mean?
Reese, you did not say that.
He didn't say some.
41.
No, I don't know what that means. Is that like 40 plus 1? Is the sum
He
of
said
40?
psalm.
Oh, Psalm 41. I thought you said some. Oh, no? Psalm 41? I don't know.
Dude, you guys are making me feel really old.
I mean,
Some 41.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
That
even
was
know.
before my time.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's no big deal. Lincoln Park.
Well,
Oh.
definitely
Oh,
not
yeah.
Lincoln Park. It's some 41. Just,
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
All right.
We can move on.
Mine is, shocker, it's from Drake.
Hmm.
If it was ride or die, then you should have been dead right now.
Oh, because they didn't ride?
Yeah.
Hmm.
that's rough.
Yeah.
We just closed the deal, so I'm going to go with this one. I was also put in the spot. I didn't have one picked out, so I'm going to go with Mac 11's cocked back. All you ninjas better duck down.
Mac 11?
Mac.
Can you
Mac
repeat
11.
that, please?
Yeah. I'll repeat a little slower. Mac 11's cocked back. Ninjas better duck down.
All I'm going to be saying that Mac 11 come out.
I don't even know.
Ninjas can't do much.
No, they can't.
They can run, but they can't hide.
No. No.
What's that song you sing,
No,
Reece?
I'm not, I was thinking about it, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Reece. Ain't worth it.
No, it's not. All right, Blake, what are we talking about today? Tell us.
She ain't fat, bro. Just a little thick.
I didn't think that song was ever gonna make it on the podcast, but now looking back on it, I shouldn't be surprised that it made it on the podcast.
Yeah. So now that we
we got that all the way.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah.
That was good. It's been a long week. Happy to be back.
Yep.
What I really wanted to focus on, or at least the content, is because we had talked about momentum before. Kind of want to lean into growth, but when I think about growth in this particular season of my life, people think of the word as growth as something like that's sexy, that's good, that's fun, and it is those things to an extent, but in reality, growth involves exposing you to yourself, and that really sucks.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I'm figuring out who I am right now, and that's really cool. But it's exhausting. Takes a lot of energy, and then you want to keep growing because you don't want to stay stagnant, but then you're just a new revelation of you. And then so I wanted to translate that, not only talk about it on the life front, what it looks like to evolve and be growing, but our foundational tools, the things that make us who we are, what we believe in, why we do what we do, reestablishing or reevaluating those when we're growing. Where are we maybe missing the mark, or where do we just need to allow grace or time? What am I injecting into this equation that doesn't need to be here? Maybe it could be a good thing, good intentions, good whatever, but what am I injecting that's creating some issues, and how do we resolve those issues? And what are just foundational truths that we ourselves are on as men, and then also in business and entrepreneurship and startups and whatever you want to talk about it, translating it over to that. How do we keep an assessment on both?
Yeah.
Because both have to go at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't get to grow and then go and try it out.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
At the same time.
It's crazy you're saying that because this month was one of our biggest months. We had 11 investment deals, yet there's so much that we learned from this month, like the documentation to different type of talk tracks. Like even as you grow, and it could be like, oh wow, like we grew so much. There's still so much more you have to learn. Though there's like, you know what I mean?
Has this month should be one where if someone would have told us a year ago, hey, you got this many things going, we'd be jumping over the moon. But I can tell you for me personally, I've been stressed out my gourd, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thankful for you boys, because without the team, like I almost felt like I was back to that handicap, being stuck, paralyzed, because I was so overwhelmed, like back before we made the brokerage transition.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, man, I felt like we were just there. Like, I just got out of this. Like, how did we get back here? And when I'm evaluating it, I'm realizing it's not the same. The feelings or the emotions or the things may be similar, so we attach it, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Look how far we've grown.
Yeah. And
So-
I feel like the part of growth that's sexy is not even growth too, because the part that people talk about the sexiness is the posts on Instagram that might,
Right.
even though it isn't usually this way, but the part of growth that's sexy is not growth. It's the point where you get somewhere. And like we were talking about,
results.
do you ever really get somewhere is a
right,
question. Probably not. But to a point of success, that's the part that's sexy. The growth part is a myth that it's sexy.
Like,
you know?
it's sexy to be 6'6" and 240, but
Sure.
I remember growing up, like, and I'm only like 6'1", how bad my legs hurt when I was going through growth spurt. Like, sometimes I was like, I just cut these things off, man. Like, this sucks. Like, this hurts. But, you know, it's great if you're 6'6", 240, but nobody knows what it took to get there. Like, and all the stuff, you know. So, like, you're talking about now, looking back, even though we have so much more stuff to do, and I feel like there's, all kinds of things we could work on. Like, it's a really cool, sweet spot we're in, but looking back, it's like, man, what we had to do to get to where we're at is
and even
wild.
where we're at, it doesn't feel sexy.
No.
At least from my point of view, it's fun. I love where we're at, and I'm not complaining about it at all. But it's not like a sexy looking thing that we have.
No,
you
it's
know.
not.
So-
I mean, it's a little bit sexy, Reece.
well,
because,
you know what I'm trying to say. Though.
I mean,
I mean,
You're a good looking dude. You've been hitting the gym quite a bit. Recently single.
Yeah.
So
that's
21 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of got a lot going for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's a good time
Yeah,
for you.
I appreciate
we
that.
are sexy because you're here, Reece.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, man. That's good.
It reminds me of the going back to like the hallway analogy. For those who haven't seen our appetizer podcast, you should watch it.
Yeah. Great episode.
We started in the kitchen. We're going to the master bedroom. We grew a little bit, meaning we have inched our way closer to the master bedroom, but we still got things to get done and we still got to continue growing.
We still got to have the family while it's growing in the hallway, baby. Take the pictures.
Yeah.
Lots of pictures.
Enjoying it while it's going on. But yeah, and I would just say for you guys personally, I'd love to ask you, what does it look like when you're growing to some extent, whether it's personal or in business? And do you relate the two to be of equal importance? Or do you feel like they are all one and the same?
Say that one more time.
When you're growing yourself, whether it be business or personally, whatever it may be. How do you evaluate or assess or determine like what success even looks like in that vein? Hey, I want to grow as a husband. Cool. What does that look like? Oh, I want to grow as a dad. What does that look like? Oh, I want to grow as a real estate investor. What does that look like? Like, what does it look like for you guys? And I know none of us have made it here. So disclaimer, none of us are rich and famous. We're a little bit gritty. We like to work and we're not afraid to have some conversations and make things happen. But what does the growth process look like for you?
I'm going to shoot it back to Atomic Habits.
Yep.
Have you guys read Atomic Habits? It's like it's a great book. We have it in the office. You should read it. But what the premise of it is like small changes that you make, and not big changes, but just small changes that you make to get 1% better every day. So like, I don't know, on a daily basis, I don't know what actionable things are, but I feel like as long as we are moving in a better direction, it doesn't have to be dramatic. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's just like the first thing that popped to my mind is like 1% better every day. And then at the end of the year, you're 365% better than you were when you started.
Yeah.
So I don't think that directly answers your question, but that's the first thing that popped to my mind.
No, I think it does in a way, probably more so than you realize. And maybe this is entrepreneurship. Maybe this is just me. Maybe it doesn't mean anything to you. But what I found is being in entrepreneurship or in this line of work, you are growing as an individual at the same time as you are growing into your career. I personally have found that the two are directly correlated for me. Now, they may not always feel like they are, because it may look and feel really good over here and not look and feel really good over here, but it's just different components of the same thing. So I don't know, like the reason I'm so big with this team and with myself even and with others is, hey, we got to take almost the holistic approach to this growth thing, because I'd love to sell 1 million houses. I'd love to do 1 million investment projects. I'd love to hold 1 million properties. But guys, like, if we can't get to the other side of that and be in a place where we can enjoy that, to me, we've still wasted too many years. And so the battle then becomes, how do we experience that kind of joy that we're going to know we're going to have, the comfort we're looking for, the security, the safety? How do we live like that today, right now, even though it doesn't feel good, even though it may not look great? What do we do every day?
I like what you said there, Slow. I experienced this last year. Growth to me is being happy whether you got it or not.
Amen. I like that.
You had said like that, personal and work life, it's almost kind of linked, and I have experienced that when I joined the Shawn team. I've always tried to separate the both, like intentionally try to separate both, just because I felt like work is work and family is family. But it just so happens that here we basically do business and life together. And it's helped me become more intentional at home, more intentional at work. But it's the biggest thing that's helped, like that I went through, and I spoke to God about this. It's like, if I can't be happy with the very little that I got, what's to say that I'm going to be happy with when I got it all? Because I will get there. I will have it all.
Amen. That's right.
But if I can't be happy here, then what am I doing this for?
Yep.
So that's what growth means to me, is happiness over everything to me.
Yeah.
Is that what you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I just piggyback on that. I think it's like too, you walk these things out, and then you realize, yeah, like that's what separates what we're trying to do versus like any other real estate or any other business. Is like we want to treat people right. We're trying to do something different. We're trying to be different, act different, like do business with people in a different way. And that means like before ourselves, we're trying to take care of our clients. We're trying to take care of the people that we're come in contact with. So in order to do that, it's like you have to look inside and say, okay, well, how do you want to be treated? Okay, what really matters to you? Okay, is it about the transactions and the money, or is it about the people? And if it is, then I don't think there's any way in which you can separate your business and your personal growth. Like, because the moment your business growth takes place, it's probably a direct correlation to like what you've been doing in the back room when no one's looking, you know?
Right.
So I kind of thought of when you guys were both talking like about a tree, like, you know, if a tree's 20 foot tall, it's darn near close 20 feet down in the roots of it. And nobody really sees what's going on in the roots, but that's where all the nutrients are taking place. That's where all the stuff that really takes care and keeps the tree healthy is going on. It's in that soil where, you know, it's dark and damp and nobody really pays attention to it. Same thing with that, like, you know, nobody sees at 9 o'clock at night, you know, when Luca gets up and he's crying, but you got to go get him and make sure he's taken care of. But you know, that's going to affect you the next day. Like, but like you can put on a smile and say, I get to go hold my son, or I can be like, oh, Luca's crying again. Time to go pick him up. And so that can either like hinder you or fuel you, right? Nobody knows Reece been working out like crazy, you know, like nobody's gonna necessarily.
He's let us know though.
Yeah, he's it's pretty evident. Not that he tells everybody, but you know.
Also, can I just do you feel insulted right now? Because he said nobody knows that you've been working out.
No, he was being sarcastic because I talk about it all the time.
But you know, like honestly though, in that, the results are like what you're gonna see in your body, right? You know, you're not like necessarily. I mean, he kind of does tell us.
Yeah.
That he goes all the time, but that's not like the end goal is to let everybody know that you're going to the gym, right? The end goal is to be healthy, feel better, and feel better about yourself. So, but nobody knows really what that takes except for the people that are around you and hear it all the time.
What are you looking at me like that for? I want to know what's going through your head right now.
He just loves you, bro.
Love you, dude.
That's what it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's what kind of what I got on that. It's like you don't see the back end stuff, but the most of the real growth that lasts. Most people are never going to let us know you work out.
We can never say that nobody knows Reece tries.
Yeah. Are you recording still? Good.
I tried.
I'm not too worried about it.
Anyway, I don't do that.
Okay.
You don't what? Let people know that you work out all the time?
No, he said I go like this.
I
don't do that.
I know, but
That was a metaphor.
Okay, well, I'm glad we established that.
You literally asked us like, I don't know, an hour and a half ago, how many push-ups should I do right now?
I did do that. I wasn't denying that part. I denied the part that I go like this.
I understand.
Anyway. Gosh dang it. Well, that's true.
Smelling a meme.
Smelling a meme.
Something that was brought up to us was that we don't even necessarily know, some of the viewers that are listening, they don't know who you are, Zach.
That may be true.
They don't know who you are, man.
What would you like me to tell them about myself?
Well, I want to know the full bit. The Shawn team, the Downtown Dream, the church pastoring, the full little bit. Just segue there.
Well, I think we met about 3.5 years ago and been doing the Downtown Dream thing, helped move that in the right direction, bought a couple buildings downtown and started hanging out with the Shawn team, selling real estate. It's been doing that for, is it 2 or 4? It's 2 years where you can become a broker.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think I hit 2 years in February because I got a thing in the mail that said, "Are you ready to be a broker?" And I was like, threw it away. But anyways, been doing that with you guys for about 2.5 years now. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been cool. And I have a little baby Luca as well.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Oh yeah, I got a couple dads on here that both have baby Lucas.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's me.
Right on, dude. Yeah, Zach's been here since dang near the beginning. Been a fun ride.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of good times. Lots of hair gained.
That is true.
Hair lost as well.
Lots of hair loss.
Yeah.
That is true.
Both
Not
sides.
so
What's
much
the
hair gain
question?
for me, but for others.
Yeah. What's the question that you asked him the other
Gotcha.
day?
The question I asked Zach.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask?
I don't remember, so sure.
Oh, I asked. Now that you're bald, when you wash your face, how high up do you go?
That was a good question.
That was a great question. Yeah.
Some people have different. I think you're
Yeah.
asking because some people have different soaps
Yes.
that they use for their head or their face. And so
Yeah.
you're wondering how when the face soap stops and when the head soap
Mhm.
Yes.
continues.
Mhm.
I don't really know. I don't wash either one, so
Somehow I knew that's what you were gonna say.
no. Honestly, I don't use face wash. I just use a body wash for my face, and then. But I do wash my face and then my head, and I don't know, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It all blends in at this point.
How many
so.
different soaps do you use?
That's a great question. I got a beard soap,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got a shampoo, and then a body conditioner.
Nice.
I think
So
that's
3.
fantastic. I don't even really believe in soap. So
Well, there you have it.
anyway,
Yeah, it's a good point.
antibacterial lies.
There's a lot we've learned, Blake. We're not sure what Blake believes about.
Goodness.
Don't get him started.
Take ground, baby. That's what I believe in.
Amen.
Take ground every single day, 365 days
Mm-hmm.
a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Got it.
That's good.
Nailed
And
it.
you want to know who else works that hard for you? The Shawn team with Real Broker. Great plug. Hey, if you're looking to buy or sell any residential land, ag, residential income, commercial, the full service real estate team over at the Shawn team has got your back with over 40 licensed agents serving Tulare, Kings, Kern, Fresno, and San Luis Obispo counties. The Shawn team has got your back. Call the Shawn team today or visit us at www.theshawnteam.com.
Wow. It's like you've done that before.
That was, first of all, unrehearsed and unscripted. So that was really
very
good.
much scripted, though.
Well, but like he
that's
didn't-
like written in his DNA.
But like we
right
don't
there.
have it like written out, so I just
True,
wanted
true.
to clarify that for everyone watching that was not like that was really good.
Off the cuff.
I was really impressed with that. That was kind of phenomenal. 10 out of 10.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And right afterwards, all the screaming you did at the
Oh my gosh.
Shameless plug.
Can we include that scream too? Because that was great.
It was an example, Reece.
I know. I just liked it.
But yeah, you can't.
Choking chicken.
Oh, man.
That's what it was.
And we're there.
there.
Here we are.
Just turned into
You make the
the.
noise again? Do it.
That sounds like my uncomfortable
Could you
noise
envision
almost.
a cartoon chicken being changled?
Being strangled.
Oh no! I think a booger came out of my nose. Oh no! I think it's on my jeans now.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, honey.
Oh my gosh.
Well, if you guys haven't listened to the Nice versus Kind podcast, you should, because I'm gonna ask a question right now. Do I have any boogers in my nose?
Hold on, let me get
Not in the nostril. I can see.
You're in the clear.
Yeah, you
clear.
look good.
You're clear. You're clear.
Okay, cool.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Woo! All right. Growth, foundations,
We're back.
and everything that has to do with the hair follicle,
Mm-hmm.
Or not.
or not.
Yeah.
If you
Or
choose-
lack thereof.
If you choose to
Yeah.
disengage with your hair follicles,
Mm-hmm.
you can.
So what does it look like for you guys in the midst of a company or an organization that we're growing? We're young. We've been around for a little bit, but we're still growing. I still consider us a startup in many ways. How has it been for you guys with what you guys have had to go through with real estate? I mean, I know how heavy and hard it was for me, but every real estate agent out there has been impacted. It was the first time since pre-crash that the agent count was actually, or the agent growth was actually negative.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time in, I don't know, long time, 2008 or something I'd seen. How'd you guys deal with that? I mean, I know I did a ton of foundation work. I got rocked to the core. So
recently with what?
Yeah, I would just say in the last year.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I dealt with it because this might sound a little corny, but just because I was with the right team, right people, right place at the right time, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We all went through it. We all know people that went through it that are no longer in it.
Yeah.
But I think you and I were talking about this the other day. Like, it's so crucial to win with others.
Mm-hmm.
To be with a group of people that you care about, that want to see you win. And there's people out there that are successful, super successful, but like you said, like a tree, you only get to see, you never get to see underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they went through a lot. So how did I get through it? Just being with the right people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Surrounding yourself with the right crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
What else?
I'd echo the same thing. Like, I mean, I spent all last year hanging out with this fool. Like, we'd just sit in the upstairs office and just, I don't know, figure stuff out.
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Being around you guys and just learning from you, I just would echo what he said.
Yeah. I think for me, it kind of goes back to your first question. Like, I think God really used this last season for me to kind of teach me some stuff and like who I am and what I, bring to the table and my responsibilities and all that stuff. So yeah, I think it helped me get into a place and understanding that, this is a roller coaster type industry and you're not going to have like a consistent 9 to 5. Oh yeah, this is how much you make. This is what's going to take place, to know exactly how you're going to pay the bills. But that if you do just keep showing up, like, yeah, good things happen. And I feel like that's kind of been a motto for me for a lot of my life is like, just keep showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hit the phones as hard as a lot of people. I don't hit social media as much as a lot of guys on our team, but I just keep showing up and usually good things happen when you do that. So, yep.
Yeah, no, and I've always saluted you for that, man. All of you guys, the way you guys show up.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the most important thing too. And like, we've seen it before of like people who end up not being in real estate anymore, the people who stop coming around, and then once the results aren't there after they stopped coming around, then they're upset because things aren't happening. It's like, well, where are you? Like, we're here every Wednesday, Friday, or we're here every day. We have training Wednesday, whatever. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people went through so much together these last 3 years that we haven't fully, and we won't be able to for quite some time, to see the divide that's taken place. Like, there is a good handful of people that have just checked out, period.
Yeah. There
are so many things outside of our control that if
it's true,
we just absorbed whether it's our phone, a TV screen, or whatever, if we just simply absorb that information over and over for the amount of time that people were locked down for, you will have literal insanity occur. Like, they literally wanted to drive people mad. And it's super sad. I don't even really, it's fun. I don't really get crazy upset over stuff anymore. I get more sad.
Yeah.
And not upset, like, at some point, usually I go through a frustration or an anger. But a lot of me now, and I've went through a lot of stuff, even besides this last year, but for whatever reason, between having kids and a wife and hard times and then all the past stuff, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, the weight of things are typically applied not by the thing, it's applied by us.
Yeah.
So we put sometimes these negative things on things when really the secret or even the pain is not the thing, it's the way that you're viewing that thing,
Yeah,
or the
it's
way
true.
that you're living in relation to it, or the way that you're trying to solve it when it may not be something that can be solved right now. We can't snap our fingers and make real estate go back to what it was.
Right.
You can't make a real estate agent believe that they want to believe or be a real estate agent. Like,
Yeah. And surprise, just in case you guys didn't know, real estate's never going back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Like, this is the new normal, and
is.
we're figuring it out.
yep,
Like, it's pretty wild.
it's very, very different than it ever was. And I mean, shoot, part of the reason that we have acquisitions, part of the reason that we have a little bit of experience in property management, that we are full service, is because we do believe real estate's done changed. Changed a while ago. There was no warning. There was no whatever. It just changed, and the models have changed. The way that agents operate changes. The value that an agent can bring has changed. So the reason that we do all that we do is because I want good culture to remain in real estate.
I think that's like one of the the coolest things about you and the team is that like all of us at this table, failure is not an option.
Mm-hmm.
So one way or another, again, with the analogy, we're going to start at the kitchen and somehow, some way, we'll figure it out, but we're going to go to the mash bedroom.
Yeah. It might be a little messy.
Yeah. And like you bringing up property management, acquisitions, like you're going to have to adapt.
Yep.
Whatever it is, like you're always going to have to adapt. And I think that's what we do really good here.
And diversify.
And diversity.
Yeah. We remain flexible.
Yeah.
And I think you guys have heard me say it before, but like, I learned to hold things loosely.
Yeah.
After the last season. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes we think our foundation is set. I can tell you, you get, if you're having a sin issue, let's talk openly for me personally. If I'm battling a sin issue, it is not easy to be battling, be alone, and then still have to go put on a face
Yeah.
to be someone that you don't really feel like you are.
It's exhausting.
It is really, really exhausting.
Yep.
And I am walking through a season of life right now where I am just kind of got real tired and exhausted because I realized there was this divide between who I am, but who I thought I wanted to be even. So now I'm like giving myself grace and figuring this out. Like,
Yeah.
guys, the reason I got into real estate is that I wanted to make a lot of money. And then I made a lot of money. Like, and then felt worse than I did before I had it.
Yeah.
The whole reason that we're even here talking right now is because I believe these conversations might carry more weight for people's forever than just putting food on the table tonight, because I think that's God's job.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think God will always put food on our table. Our job is to work and show up, but these conversations, these honor the Lord. These
Yeah.
honor God. In the midst of real estate, in the midst of business, in the midst of making money, in the midst of whatever, God used real estate as a vessel for me, a young kid that just knew I needed to make my name better. I needed to not be who I was. I needed to be successful. And I just felt like this was the quickest way in. Like, if it wasn't for me pivoting into loving people and seeing personal development and character growth be superseding over houses and money and whatever, we wouldn't all be sitting here.
Yeah.
And so at some point, whether you're a plumber that's fixing a clogged pipe, it's not about the toilet. If that plumber's a good plumber, it was never about that toilet.
Yeah.
It was about the person that freaking plugged it up and needs to use it again. And I don't care if you're selling a house, if you're a pastor at a church,
Yeah.
if you're doing electrical, at some point your big why has to supersede a superficial component.
Yeah.
Money,
Yeah.
one of them. And so I realized, even with the brokerage stuff, dude, I was letting pride and ego of me being young in real estate and wanting to prove something to everyone be a driver. And then when I stopped caring about what anyone thought about me, it was like, frick, do I really want a team? Do I really want? And I had to go back to the foundation. Well, Blake, why did you love people and you love seeing people grow. And when you get to grow with others, you grow too.
Yeah.
And so I had to go back and be like, because that was a real thought, guys. I know it's scary, but I felt like I let all you guys down, dude, last year. All those 30 some odd agents, I didn't know if they were going to be renewing their licenses. I didn't know if they had the funds to pay for their MLS fees or their MLS dues. I didn't know if they were able to pay for their mortgage, if they were able to pay for whatever.
Yeah.
My immediate response was kind of like we talked about before, Lewis. Why don't I just run? Why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah.
And then I realized, Blake, you're doing a good thing, but you're carrying a weight that was never assigned to you.
Yeah.
Having a team is a good thing. Having it because of ego or pride is not good.
Sure.
Having it to see people grow as men and women and family people and community leaders and all that, yeah, that's good. Money, same thing. Using it for yourself or whatever, your own personal whatever, it's going to get boring. But man, watch it develop your community, your family, your generational, your grandkids' access. Like, it's different, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where I think this podcast and just in general, guys, the Not So Real Estate podcast, I don't care if an electrician or whoever, a person out at the dairy, like, what is your why? And if you're rocked to the bone and your foundation's shaken, take a look at it. Don't be scared to look at it. Look at it and ask it questions. Hey, what happened to you?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? And it's a conversation with a version of yourself that really needs to probably be talked to.
Yeah.
But we skip over it because it was hard. And I do it all the time.
Yeah.
But that's why I have these conversations, even talking about this stuff, because for one, people don't think they have permission sometimes with themselves to have these convos with themselves or with God. Like, oh, you can't. Yeah, you can. It's worth it.
That's where the community comes in. Like,
Right.
you have to have that. And that's what I think too. In everything you just said, bro, I've seen that in you, like these last couple of years. Like, wow, why are we really doing what we're doing? Like, yeah, I do still think it's great to be around like 6-figure earners with 7-figure mindsets. But like, is that the end goal now, or is that a means to a different goal now?
Yep.
And it's like, I think it's actually a different goal we're going after. If that happens along the way, that's great. If it never happens, that's great too. But the goal now has shifted onto something different, which is the people and what the Lord wants in our lives. And, you know, I think, there's so many things that, you just triggered in my brain right there. It was like, if you don't have the people around you, like to call those things out of you and to like say, hey, you know, even messing with Reece earlier, like, no, you're not stupid, dude. Like, you're smart.
Yeah.
It's true though. It matters. Those little things every once in a while, they seep in, and it's like, oh man, it does take work to dig that back out. Even a dumb little thing. Oh, I'm stupid. It's like that can slowly start to eat at you. And I just think, the people are always what it's been about. Like, you know, and so I've seen all that in you, and I just think that's where we need to be constantly. If we're not constantly looking at why we're doing what we're doing and evaluating our purpose of the thing that we're going after, I think we're going to get off course. I mean,
well, we robots too, right?
Yeah. We're going to get off course no matter what.
Right.
That's a fact.
Right.
But if we don't constantly come back to what we're doing, then we're going to get way off course. And we're just going to start digging the wheels in and getting into ruts and doing what everybody else does, you know? And it's like,
well, it's like a ship on an ocean, right? Like you have the compass, but if you set it and then let it go, it just like, and so you have to constantly be watching over it and then like steering it, right?
That's true.
I'm not a sea
course
person,
correction
but,
type stuff. Yeah.
You said earlier, what's growth? And I forgot to mention why. And I think when you said, what is your why? I almost felt like my dad was speaking to me. My dad always says, you have to have a why. Even gangsters have a why. They claim something. If you don't claim anything,
Gangsters
what
have
the
a
heck are you doing?
better why than most people, actually, believe it or not. To them.
But so I was talking to Blake about this. I want to say it was this week. And I never really understood, like when you said it's about people. I mean, I kind of get what I didn't really have to pay any.
Right.
And then you also have to understand, like I came from 2 different brokerages, and we got to sell, make this. I'm like, oh, well, isn't it about the houses? But no, it's not. And like I've gotten to see that through you, Reece, through you, Zach, and like we've had the most growth. I feel like we've had the most growth within the last 4 or 5 months, me personally, because but I recently realized too, like it is about the people. Really, all our growth has came from 1, adding value to people.
Yep.
2, just like all relationships. And it's funny because when we don't have our eyes set on the money, our eyes set on the houses or the numbers and statistics, all that crap follows, dude.
Yeah.
And that's been really cool. Like when we talk about, oh, we're doing it the right way. Well, yeah, we're doing it the right way because we're adding value to people. We understand the importance of relationships.
Yep.
So
Yep.
going back to the whole thing, like having a why has helped me grow. So, yeah.
Amen. And just knowing that it's okay to look back on that why and see that your why changes a little bit, and that different seasons allow different parts of your why to express itself differently. So my big why for, if for my family or whatever, I might need to work a little harder to provide in that particular season, but it's not going to be the forever permanent. Like, and it won't be. And there's going to be other seasons where I'm going to be a little more lax in leisure.
Yeah.
But understanding that we are constantly ebbing and flowing out of seasons of our life, but no one, including God, is giving us a warning flag saying, hey, you're stepping into a new season, bro. We're in the middle of it, right? Always. So it's like learning to give grace to ourselves, and you're probably in a transition right now and you don't even realize it, but it's driving you almost a little kooky in your brain. 2 natures there. Yeah. And so it's a great pursuit though. And so viewing it like an adventure, an experience, like frick. Yeah, I'm stressed out my gourd, but when I got 10,000 properties and chilling at the beach somewhere, it might not matter. It might matter so much that I might not have $10,000 houses and I might not be at the beach, like I might figure something out between then and there that I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's the freedom I'm giving myself now. Blake, you got freedom to figure it out, to ebb and flow. You have freedom to give yourself grace that you give others. It's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
It's a tough one for it's a tough one for me to allow myself to rest and play, even though it's going to be a critical component of us staying at the top of our game. All of these things matter, but they all matter all the time, right? And so without a group of people, it gets really easy to get stuck in that rut.
Yeah.
Because you're not challenging your thought process, your schedule, your whatever, or you're not seeing an example of something else played out differently. The majority of what God spoke to me, it was not, Blake, you're going to have an easy life. It's, Blake, you're going to be taken care of, and people are going to see through you who I am.
Right.
So I'm not going to get in the way of what God's doing through this team. I can try, but even I know that what God's doing here is bigger than me. At some point in every single one of our lives, we have to realize that we are not the main picture, the big squeeze, the main I mean, we're the main character in the sense that God has a special story in a book written, and we're in that book. And he's got great things planned for us. And they're actually so good that he knows that if it was up to us, we'd mess it up. But he's already stamped his approval that I got this. If I didn't believe that truly, I would have given up a few years ago. And so I go back to that, and I remember that, and I think about that and meditate on it. And burn the ships is not a bad saying. Like for me, like this is what I'm going to do. I'm riding this thing until it can't be ridden anymore. And I just made up my mind on that because I just can't. I have too many other things to wrestle with. I can't wrestle with, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now? So instead of, am I doing what I need to be doing, I pivoted and asked myself, am I who I want to be?
Yeah.
So constantly moving from doing to being, performance to attitude. And then when you start making all of these shifts in everything, what you thought was important becomes less important.
I think that's a huge deal, like what you just said to us, even when it comes to that idea of growth and everything, is like, who are you becoming? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, God's perfectly cool with who you are right now. He doesn't want you to stay there, though. Like, he loves you just the way you are.
Yep.
But, like, he does have more for you. He does have this other thing in the future season that you're going to be stepping into that he would like you to, like, see about who he is or who he thinks you are. And so, like, there's more to it. But that just hit home with me because, like, yeah, for, like, probably that first year, that maybe even a year and a half, maybe just the last 6 or 8 months, I've really kind of just like stepped back because I would question. I don't know how many times we had that conversation every week. Like, I don't know. I just don't know if I should do this. Maybe I should go back to the church. I don't know, whatever. And it's like, I wasn't even concerned about who I was like trying to become, like who God wanted me to be, you know? Yeah. And I was just like, what am I doing what I'm supposed to do? And it's like,
but that was taught to us from a young age.
That's true. Yeah. You don't know what you don't know.
When you go have a conversation with someone, what do you typically say? Who are you or what do you do?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
Think about how we've been indoctrinated through the school system to identify value in people.
By what they put their hands to. Yeah.
By what they do and how well they do it.
Yeah. It's true.
Like, so yeah, I'm not surprised that everything has went to how well we do something versus who we are as human beings. Not surprised at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way they wanted it.
Yeah. It's the scary part about real estate because there is a lot of money to be made in real estate, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, what's his name that we went and saw in Fresno?
Tony.
No, the guy at the event. What was his name again? Carlos Reyes. I was talking about how like money amplifies. Money doesn't change you; it just amplifies who you really are. Mm-hmm. And so, like, money will make a really good guy even better, or it'll make a really bad guy really bad. Mm-hmm. And so it was talking about, like, his point was like, I want to make sure you guys are 7-figure people before you're 7-figure earners, because if you're not, then when you get to that point and you're making 7 figures or whatever, then you're just gonna be stupid stuff. And he was giving examples and stuff. But anyway, that's
kind of where the mindset blazes the trail.
Sick,
dude.
Sick. Careful. Oh yeah, true. That was pretty close, wasn't it?
Just saying.
That was close.
I was gonna do some noises, but I didn't.
Thank you for sharing that.
I feel like both of you guys need your own respective noises.
Mine is the uncomfortable noise. Yeah.
You want to give it to us real quick?
Yeah. What happens when you need to defend yourself?
That's not what I use it for.
And you don't have any words.
That's not what I use it for. I just do it because I think it's funny.
What?
No.
This. That noise.
There's times where Zach will say something to him, and then Reece is like speechless, so that's his go-to.
That's not true. That's not how.
Well,
another form.
It's not true.
It's not.
Choke chicken.
Oh dear. I'm uncomfortable.
Now everyone's uncomfortable.
No, friggin' Reece.
Happens,
That was good. I like that.
Man.
I like it. What movie is that from?
It's Will Ferrell. I think you sent it to us.
Yeah, what movie is it from, though?
Oh, no.
I like it. Whoa. Oh, man.
I got something exciting to talk about.
Tell us.
We got the new Shawn Team Campfire ad coming to the movie theater.
That is exciting.
Coming pretty soon, yeah?
Yeah,
soon. Shot the video with Caleb last night. Turned out real nice, huh, Caleb? He's shaking his head, yes. Jumping up and down and doing jumping jacks. Woo! All while holding the camera. That is impressive. Good job.
Good work,
hey,
Caleb.
10. You're done. 10. Good job. Jeez.
What is happening? I don't even know.
Well, the thing that happened before is kind of happening because it took a pause. That's what happens to people who have ADHD like us.
Yeah.
But I took the Red Bull. He didn't.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I didn't do energy drink. this afternoon. Good time. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
But there was a couple moments while we were sitting here that I think I forgot what I was doing. And I'm a little bit worried. It's happened a little bit. I've been in my 30s. Like there's just random times where I like, what's been going on?
Like you forget where you are or what?
Just forget like day, time.
You guys ever at like a stop, like you're driving, like you're driving,
like what I have to do next?
Should get that checked.
Basic life function.
Yeah.
Like when was the last time I ate? Just things like that.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
You ever like driving and you just pass through an intersection and you're like, was that light red or was that light green? And you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's never happened to me.
Oh, and we're back to the Not So Real Estate Podcast. Yeah, we're here in Tulare, California. We got Blake, Shawn, Reece, Sapien, Luis Caballero, and Zack Slover. Behind the camera, we got Caleb Kent. And back behind Caleb, we got our mascot, Chuck E. Cheese.
Hey, Caleb.
Was this one of those times?
Speaking of Chuck E. Cheese, thank you, Chuck E. Cheese Visalia, for the recent sponsorship and promotion. If you guys haven't been by, we have two extra large cheese with extra pepperonis going for $27.99 and 100 tokens. Now at your local Chuck E. Cheese.
Not sponsored.
Bring your own sanitary equipment.
Wow.
Have you guys seen that meme that's going on right now? And it talks about how it's just like, I like to play this game called Nap Roulette. I lay down to take a nap and I don't set an alarm. Will it be 20 minutes? Will it be 4 hours? I don't know. It's risky and I like it.
I like that.
Have you seen that meme?
I could do that.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
I could handle that. For
That's what I did with my alarm today.
I could tell.
Yeah. Are we getting sponsorships and you're not telling us, or like was that real?
Speaking sponsorships into
Gotta
existence.
Yeah, you guys know how I do it. I always put things in. So
Okay. I didn't know if that like happened and you were just surprising us with it,
Or you went there with the kids this weekend and you wanted.
Chuck E. Cheese, I love you, but I don't know if I'm hitting your target audience or not. I guess we do have some dads with kids, but if you are open to a sponsorship, go ahead and visit us at www.theshawnteam.com.
We should
or go ahead and call our company line 55955.
We should put a form on the website that you can sponsor the podcast. That's a great idea.
That
just
is a
in
good
case.
Idea. Well, there we go.
Cool. We'll talk
like
to
that.
Kalina. Talk to Kalina about it. It's going to. I just know it is. We almost went to Chuck E.
That's how
Cheese
that
last week.
worked.
Me and I did a date night at Chuck E. Cheese.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Just recently?
No, like right after COVID, post-COVID.
Hey, are those numbers that you gave us?
Is that accurate?
Is that
Those aren't accurate, and I'm really first of all, thank you, Zach, for bringing that up. Great question. I wanted to make a couple things. No, the ad wasn't true
Not
for the
sponsored.
Chuck E. Cheese 2 extra large. I felt kind of embarrassed because I should have said extra cheese and not extra pepperonis, and then they don't do tokens anymore. So
card?
I believe it's the card. I don't think it's tokens. So
Dang.
just apologies for anyone listening to that. And then Chuck E. Cheese, if you are listening, we will make sure we clean those items up prior to the actual sponsorship.
Not sponsored.
There you have
I
it.
think you covered all your bases there. It
I
was
think
good.
so.
Yeah.
Won't get sued now. Woo!
All right, I think so. Yeah.
We probably have. Oh gosh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Who's Betty Crocker? Oh, the cake one.
Oh my.
Zach, it's being filmed. I have to leave you be. It's a new thing.
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. That was like a horse, bro.
Frick, man.
Oh, you guys want to hear a funny story
That
about a
was
horse?
something. I'm sweating. now.
Yesterday, we were in Clovis and we were driving, and it's the most legendary for sale sign I've ever seen a realtor put in the ground.
Oh,
But it's like a 7-acre parcel.
Yeah,
And
right at the intersection.
it's like one of those big posts, and it's this lady, and her picture is her on a horse. That's her photo on her for sale sign is her literally
Where
on a
is
horse.
it?
It's in Clovis.
All right. Well,
So naturally, what I did was
man.
I called her phone number and left a voicemail with a sound that just said, hung up the phone.
no.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly how you say the Shawn team and freaking horse. Now she's gonna know.
She's probably listening to the podcast.
Honestly,
But anyway,
there
yeah.
might be someone who knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they're going to tell her.
and they're gonna tell
That's
her
the chance.
now, especially with like Cade and stuff coming on next
Anyway,
week.
I
He's from Clovis.
majorly
true.
respect the picture if you're listening. It was pretty epic.
Yeah.
You got Blake's wheels turning now as
I
far as
know.
how we're gonna be
That's
doing that.
as
on
I
our
was
side.
saying that, because we already got the pic, the one of us like the video, of us doing the cowboy thing, whatever. I don't know what I just did with my hand, but
I know, it's a little weird, dude.
but we could probably work something out with some horses.
Yeah. Dang, man. Should,
Where are we getting the horses from?
The horse shop.
yeah. Every time. Oh, we can get nasty with it. I like it.
Have you guys seen Thor, the first
Did you
Thor
just
movie?
Say
That's what I don't think he pronounces S.
Horse
what?
shop.
What?
The shop for horses.
I just bypassed it because I knew what he was trying to say, but I understand what you're saying as well.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the first Thor movie?
Yes.
Okay, so there's this part in the first Thor movie where he's on Earth for the first time. What are you doing with your face, dude? Are you
He's still
constipated?
stuck on your comment about where to buy a horse.
Horse shop. Space in between.
Reese's get shut down.
Horse space shop. Anyway, as I was saying, there's this scene in Thor, and he's on Earth for the first time, and he goes to the pet store, and he goes, "I need a horse," and it's like a pet store
frick,
where you buy dogs and cats. No, a horse, the animal that goes, "Nee!" That one. Not no.
I didn't. I know.
Okay.
He's
Anyway, and he's like all
Gone
confused because
nowhere.
it's an animal shop, but it's like a pet store, so where they sell dogs and cats, but they don't have horses. And you're chugging that water, bro.
so what horses do.
More of a camel guy myself.
I rode a
Store it up
camel
for
one time.
later.
I've ridden a camel before.
You rode in a camel.
I rode a
All
camel.
right.
I rode
Weird
it.
flex,
I rode.
but okay.
I rode a camel. No.
That's weird and wrong, Bob.
No. I rode a camel. What are you even talking about right now?
Mine right now.
You guys know, like on like the radio shows when he's like pushing the buttons, like, ew, right on, dude. Like all the different buttons.
No.
You just like, I'm just over here, like pushing
Linking
my own
them all
buttons.
together at the
We're
same
gonna
time.
get him a board that he can
Yeah,
just press
we
buttons
should.
during the show for.
Can we do
for him
that,
to
Caleb?
speak.
Oh, if we could have
We
a
need a-
soundboard,
we need a
where it's
board.
just like, oh,
Yeah, we need one.
Can we have one of me that goes?
Yes. And we'll have a little catchphrase for every agent
And the
on our
horse
team.
one, the neigh, for that girl.
Like
I
it.
can't remember her name, but
yeah,
This is good stuff.
yeah. Never braided any hair.
neither is Zach, obviously,
I don't know what that means.
because you don't have hair. It's fine.
Well, wasn't that funny?
It wasn't
but
funny.
alright.
It wasn't funny. I apologize for that, Zach.
Zammo.
Is that the soundboard? Is that you pressing the soundboard?
Zam. Trying to think of new noises. Zoodoo.
You like those Z's? You're on
Can you
the
do a
Z's.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious like from Mary Poppins? Can that be one of the soundboards?
What?
Maybe.
What?
Maybe.
Is that a
So I
no?
want to go ahead and just do some closing thoughts here.
My gosh.
We're gonna go ahead and throw some closing thoughts on this. So
Yeah.
into a whole new conversation. You know? Yeah, that devolved.
Caleb has made mention to a de-evolution
Mm-hmm.
of sorts occurring here today. Oh, remember that one time we got dressed up like cowboys, went over there and swing our hips?
You're referring to like every other day about 6 months ago? Okay, that's what you're talking about?
Speaking of horse shop. Never mind.
Man.
Can we edit that out, please? That was bad.
Rick, what about that shop, Reece?
The horse shop.
Yeah, what about it?
Nothing. That was just...
I heard you can get lucky there if you buy a horseshoe. Yeah, it's lucky. It's like a U, but like a...
Like not a you, but a you.
Actually... Funny.
Oh my goodness, this is something.
So we were on closing thoughts and ended up at horseshoes.
We need to do... Have you guys seen Jimmy Fallon where he does the... Maybe this is an Instagram one, but the thank you notes? Have you seen
I
those?
want to do that, and I want to do thank you notes.
Yeah. For the podcast or for the...
No, like instead of like
reels?
we'll take a little break from like we have a vault thought or whatever.
Like
throw in
Thursday.
some more vault thoughts, but then we'll also throw in the
like
thank you card.
Thursday thank you notes or something?
Yeah.
Because we don't have any.
Thank
on Thursday.
you, buyer.
Thank you.
who looked for houses for 2 years and then decided
To use a different filter.
to, yeah, something like that. That'd be funny. If we did that.
That would be funny.
So yeah, next week.
What?
what
You're making me
what we got going
uncomfortable.
on?
No.
Luis is just like...
Oh no!
I was a little... I don't know. What are you talking about?
No, it's because I knew what buyer.
What?
Oh, you were more specific.
Yeah. I knew what buyer.
I'm confused.
Oh, shoot.
All right.
What are you guys talking about?
So here's the deal. Next week we'll be back. I don't know if we have any guest speakers as of now.
Not lined
I'm
up.
sure Zach will be joining us just from time to time in general.
Yeah,
So,
true. Zach, it was fun having you on here, buddy.
It was.
It
It
is.
was a
It
good
was a
time.
good time. It was crazy. It was a lot out there, but it was
Well, we
good.
actually will continue to go through who you are every time.
Sure,
That's
yeah.
just going to be a fun little thing we do.
Like it. Let's do it.
We've talked about momentum. We've talked about some foundational things. I would love, and I kind of touched on it, but it's something that I'm working on, but congruency.
Can you explain the definition of that word? Because that's a big word for my little brain.
In this episode, I talked about, and we talked about kind of like home life, work life, like figuring out what that looks like. Congruency is having an alignment between yourselves.
Balance.
So
Congruency, like in the team itself.
congruency with you and yourself. So who you are at home with your wife versus who you are here at this table versus who you are.
Got you.
Congruency. I'd love to have congruency. And I'll go into the element of why I think how I kind of got out of congruency because of sales, particularly entrepreneurship, real estate, all that stuff. And then now kind of how I'm working on getting it back. And truth be told, I don't think I ever really had it. So I am figuring it out now as an adult, but,
Probably is more and more accurate without energy drinks in the afternoon. I would guess that's probably the most true self.
is it weird though that my most true self is pretty, I gotta talk next week about it, but my most true self is freaking gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So, what is your name for this you without an energy drink at 3:39 in the afternoon? Because you know how mine is like
I already know mine.
What
Mine's
is it?
Beto.
like Beto O'Rourke.
Like, not beta, like Beto.
Beto.
Like Beto.
Do you know who Beto O'Rourke is?
Yeah,
Oh.
and I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to talk about him either. So.
My God.
But Beto is what my Spanish teacher.
Beto.
Yeah.
So there's Lupe, Beto.
And Lulu.
Yeah.
What does
Zach?
Beto mean?
Beto's like, I don't know. That's a Spanish
Like I
name.
beto you $20.
Oh,
What?
Zamo.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep trying words though. Bazooka.
Oh my God.
Calculus.
Last couple hurt me.
Yeah, they hurt me too.
Zach, do you have a name? Whenever you get kind of
Loopy.
I don't know. Not really.
Uh,
It's kind of how I always am.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus. Well, if we're going like my Spanish teacher would always yell at me and say, Zacchaeus, sit down. Because I would always be running around the class. Zacchaeus. So
I
going
think,
Beto and
Zacchaeus?
Lupe and
The wee
Zacchaeus.
little man?
no, I think Zato.
Was that a name for Zach or was that a sound on the soundboard?
Yes.
Bofa.
Bofa.
There you go.
Ziglag. All right, and it's been a great afternoon over here in downtown Tulare at the Not So Real Estate Podcast, and over on the other side of the table we got Reece Sabian and Luis Caballero, and on the other side weighing in at 195 pounds, 6'1" and 6'2", and Zach had hair, Zack Slover, and Blake Shawn. It's been a fun ride, and I can't wait to see you next time. Talk to you soon.
That was really good.
That was something right there.